Only thing I got to say is go Patriots. And it's Niners coast to coast. It's it was mayhem Monday at work. I literally got here about 15 minutes ago.
Wow.
But it is what it is. It's like mayhem over the weekend, mayhem now. I'm wearing black because our season's dead. RIP 2025. Obviously we lost to the Seahawks in no other than spectacular fashion. I mean, it was a hard game to watch, guys. All right. Like right off the get-go, the return for a touchdown and I mean, it's just right from they were literally all gas, no brakes. I hate to say it, just off the bat, and it was like, and we're going up now. The Seahawks defense, they're good. Their defensive backfield could be the best in the NFL, right? And they've spent some draft capital on these guys. Like Witherspoon was the 5th overall, and Emmanwori was a 2nd rounder, although he wasn't supposed to make it there. Wolf, what's cracking, buddy? But yeah, and all these guys, like, they're not only high draft picks, they're fast, right? They're fast. That's not exactly what our wide receivers that were being used are known for, all that being said, our wide receivers yesterday, do you guys know how many catches they had? You can just take a wag at it if you want. Huh?
I said not many. 2?
3 catches for 24 yards. 2 of those were Juwan Jennings for 23 yards.
I was close. Sounds about right.
Our wide receivers, that's what our wide receivers produced yesterday. And I mean, our tight end was tearing up their linebackers, though. Like they couldn't cover Jacob Tongas until he got that foot injury. He was like 5 catches, 59 yards. He was tearing them up.
Yep.
CMC catching out of the backfield was doing pretty good, but they were straight like manning up on our wide receivers because they have the defensive backs to do it. All right. I'm just being blunt and honest. Their defensive backs are good. They're big. They're fast. Our wide receivers are big. Definitely not fast. So it's like advantage them, and our offensive line, they might have performed good, in our win last week. But this week they did not. I don't even think we need to make big changes. I think upgrades at 2 positions would fix that.
Which 2?
Center and left guard.
Really? You don't like Spencer Burford?
I mean, he did okay, but he was getting his ass kicked yesterday.
A lot of people were getting their ass kicked yesterday.
I know.
Dominic Pooney got his ass kicked. Are we replacing him?
Who?
Dominic Pooney. The Punisher. The guy everybody loves at right guard was getting whipped. Let's call it like it is.
Well, I mean, it just is what it is at this point, our offensive line was actually playing good for many games there. But then all of a sudden, it's like you go up against the Seahawks, and they traded for a guy from the Giants. They signed, who is it? That guy from the Cowboys, Lawrence. They have Nuwosu, they have Boye Mafe, they have all these guys. They've literally been building that defense for the last 3 years.
Yep.
And it shows that they've done a fantastic job on that. And our defense, I felt like they put up a good fight. They only allowed 281 yards. Stopping the run, still an issue. But we're playing a linebacker that we signed a month ago. Right? So it's like and our special teamer Wallow, we're playing those guys out there. D Winters was out there trying.
He played well. He put on a good performance.
I cannot say that Sam Darnold tore us up, because he did not.
He didn't. But he didn't have to. They didn't have to do much. I mean, you talk about the offense. Look how many turnovers we had. That just gave them the ball in excellent field position.
Now, if you include the turnover on downs, there were 6.
I count those. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I
and
count
they do
those
count because it's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, it's in the name.
I mean, it's in the name.
It's in the name. So yeah. So when your offense has 6 turnovers, right? That doesn't help. And where are we looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4. When half of Seattle's drives started in our territory, another 3 more started damn near at midfield. It's like the defense was constantly behind the 8 ball with their backs against the wall saying, hey, bail us out. It was just a bad game. It was just a bad game from start to finish. Offense didn't do nothing. Started with the O-line. They couldn't block. When they did block, it's like guys couldn't get open, right? Couldn't really get the run game established. It was just bad, and we got to call it like it is. This is now the 3rd performance in a row that Mike McDonald has had Kyle Shanahan's number and has stifled the offense. That's just the truth. So Kyle has to figure some things out in the offseason here. He's got to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out how to beat this defense. BC, what do you think?
I think that the first week we played them, we seemed to match up with them. They didn't so overwhelm us or overpower us. It was a Seattle game. The last game that they played us before the playoffs started, that was a different offense. That was a different team. They had grown as a unit coming, over the whole season. We were, a bunch of team players mixing and matching, and it's not fun to say injuries and use that as an excuse, but that really is the story of the season. And for a lot of our seasons recently has been injuries, and we're lucky to get to a certain point and still be producing it. And a lot of people pump their chest and say, hey, we got great depth, and we got a lot of players that are really healthy and talented on the team behind the starters, and that is true. But once you get to 3rd and 4th string players and 5th string and 6th string, when you got your 5th and 6th, 7th linebackers out there, it's I'm not going to say fair, because football, you got to match up, and any player, just give them a chance. They can do something, they can play really well. The guy we got last week, the one who played in the Philadelphia game, the linebacker, he played. Yeah, no, No, the what's number 53? I thought his name was the one who was
D.
on the
Winters.
Eagles.
D. Winters is 53. You mean 43? Like Eric Kendricks?
Who's the one with the? Yeah, the one Kendricks 43, the one with the hair. He played really well, just coming off the bench, coming off the streets, and he's a veteran. And that was kind of like that's where I think this team we need to kind of rebuild, but we need to look for veterans that are going to be able to plug and play because we do have some rookies that are going to be able to grow with this team and have grown this whole season. But our superstar key players, our big stars, they got hurt and they were hurt a lot this year. And we did. We were able to win a lot of games because, we got a good coaching staff and a lot of good players on the team stick together. But when your best offensive lineman's going to be 38, and we all have our own opinions on the rest of the line, and this team isn't known for, really putting any money into the line, and we're hurt in so many different areas. I don't think Brandon Ayuk is ever coming back to this team.
Oh, that's already been established. He's gone. He's been gone since mid-season.
There's so many different holes besides just people being hurt. But for this game, we got punched in the mouth right away. And I think I don't want to say the team gave up because they still had heart and fight and individual efforts out there. But I don't know. I was listening to it on the radio, and then I got to get home and watch the rest of it, and I could hear it. We were totally getting dominated, and there wasn't anything to do. You couldn't do anything about it. It was completely domination. It was a disaster in Seattle. I don't know how to get over
it.
That.
Was. Now, you guys remember me saying I went back and I watched both games, right? So I'm thinking the whole time, this whole week, I'm thinking, all right, Shanahan's going to change it up. He's going to do something different. And he really didn't.
Well, when you stepped away, I was
just disappointed.
When you stepped away, I was telling Brian, Kyle has to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to beat this Mike McDaniel defense. Because it's the third game this season that the offense has not looked good against them. So he's got to come up with something to be able to counter that defense.
Yeah, and it's not like these guys are going anywhere because their defense is their defensive backs are young. The defensive line, there's a couple guys that are older, you never know. But the defensive backs are young. And still most of them are on rookie contracts. So it's like you gotta figure something out sooner than later.
See, for me, their DBs aren't that good. I know they're big and they're fast, but they don't have real good coverage skills. If you can hold up in the front, you can get open on them. Like we saw Jennings get open on that corner route. You can get open on them. You just need to be able to hold up in the front. We didn't hold up in the front yesterday. It was yesterday?
And
Saturday.
It's almost,
yeah.
And like we all know that Shanahan doesn't value offensive line. Like our offensive line coach said it. I would rather have a guy that gets the ball in his hands. Well, there's this thing called you got to be able to get the ball in his hands. Just it's like it might be time to change up some things. Like, I mean, last year we did a lot of position coaches, like a lot of player personnel. This offseason, I don't know what is going to happen. I mean, we have $37 million to spend. You never know what's going to change there. There was the whole like Javon Hargrave being cut. That wasn't really a surprise. Malik Collins being cut kind of was,
Yeah.
So there's
he played well.
And that's exactly it. Like we could have used his pass rushing skills this year, though. We could have. I'm not gonna lie. But at this point, we have a bunch of young players over the last 2 drafts. The previous drafts before that, we got Brock Purdy. We found a D Winters. Other than that, it's like there's bodies. I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about 2021 through 2023 is there's bodies. And if you look at like you look at free NFL free agents, don't get your hopes up, folks. But I've been looking. I looked at wide receiver, and it's like slim pickings. Like offensive lineman, there's always a good offensive lineman or two to hit, but like that Aaron Banks contract, that just drives the price up to the point where we're not going to do that. It's just this should be an interesting offseason as for the moves we're going to make to improve the roster moving forward. A lot of young guys got a lot of playing time they wouldn't have got if everyone would have stayed healthy.
That was mostly on defense, though.
Jacob Tongas come out of his shell. I like him at tight end.
I
keep saying Tongas. Sorry. It was this guy I grew up. His last name was Tongas. So sorry, folks.
We already tendered him or did something to be able to retain him for next year.
He's a restricted free agent.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like him. We have Luke Farrell under contract, but who knows if they're going to keep him?
Right now he's tight end 3.
Yep.
So, who knows?
Never got to see my guy Evan Anderson on the field, Ty. That's something I'm disappointed about.
I know. I was disappointed about that too, especially when we had some D linemen go down. I'm thinking bring in the beef, bring in the big guy, just let him plug the middle. That was a head scratcher for me. I don't know what that's about.
Kenny noticed. Oh no. Tom just was like, dang it, David, say it right. Oh, Kenny noticed. Dress for a funeral. That's right, Kenny. It's our season funeral. Yeah. Oh, Daniel Barry, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
I mean, the league has had quite the coaching carousel. That's been something interesting to keep an eye on. Yep. So we did lose Salah today.
We did?
Tennessee, right?
I don't know. I ain't see nothing. I'm asking. I'm generally asking. Like someone in chat put it up. Somebody do something. I have no clue.
I've been receiving text messages about it. So let's check this out.
I have seen nothing official about that.
I mean, it's okay if we do, and it's okay if we don't. I feel like we just kind of give him a place to stay for a year. I didn't feel like he was going to be here very long, anyways. Once you become a head coach, once you're a head coach, you don't want to be demoted, right?
No, but you have to be hired to be back to a head coach, and there's a lot of stigmatisms in his league, and if you're seen as being a better coordinator than head coach, you will not get an offer to be a head coach again. And right now, there are people looking at Robert Saleh having that conversation. Is he a better coordinator than head coach? For me, I'd say based on what happened this year, I don't think he's going anywhere.
So Saleh is interviewing with the Titans today. In person.
He's been interviewing with a bunch of people.
The Cardinals have scheduled a second interview, but if he's wise, he won't take that job. Come on, buddy. It's the Arizona Cardinals. You don't want to be there.
Tennessee Titans. You don't want to be there. Like,
but yeah, he hasn't officially signed with anyone from what I'm seeing here.
nah, if he did, you'd have heard about it.
That's still yet to play out.
I don't know. You guys can call me crazy. You can call me crazy, but I think the best job would be the Raiders. I really do. You have the number 1 pick. You're going to have an organization that's going to be willing to spend a little bit of money. If you got some good players there, but I also think Baltimore, Pittsburgh, those are good coaching places. Miami, that looks like that could be a good coaching place to go to. It's definitely a lot of good spots. But Arizona, yeah, we've seen a lot of coaches go to Arizona and just not work out. It's not work out. Quarterbacks and coaches, that's not a good spot for Arizona.
Nope. You gotta, man, listen. He needs, if anything, I'm going to a place where a quarterback is established. If not, you back to square one like you was with the Jets. Is that a
hot take? Sorry, Ty. Is that a hot take?
Go ahead.
Just saying. It might be.
That's a hot take.
It has to be.
It's a hot take right
He's actually said he wants to take the year off.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he said he wanted to go into media.
He was already seen hanging out with his kids, being at their games and stuff. Enjoying, not coaching right now.
Miami already got a new coach. Oh, this guy? The Packers DC? Huh. I don't know. I do know one thing. We went home Sunday. Brock Purdy was heartbroken on the sideline about it. Which honestly, the guy cares, which is great, right? In the past, it was James Richard Garoppolo on the sideline with a big old grin on his face. It's like, but uh-oh. What in the heck? Hey, I must be a big YouTuber or something, because I'm getting like trolls in the chat now.
Hey, you're blowing up. That's what happens.
Yeah. So, basically we're done. Our young players got experience, and this should be a very interesting offseason. There's all kinds of like me and a couple guys text back and forth, and it's like I keep telling them, don't get your hopes up. Offensive line, round 1, don't get your hopes up.
If the right guy is there, they'll take one.
But it's like I could see us going wide receiver at this point.
Why?
Because we don't have one. We don't have one.
Juwan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, both free agents. We have Demarcus Robinson, Ricky Purcell, Jordan Watkins, who never saw the field, and Jacob Cowan.
He did see the field. He actually played this season.
Well, you know what I'm saying. He played a few snaps. You know what I'm saying.
A few snaps, yeah.
And Jacob Cowan, who
did not see the field this season because he tore his hamstring.
That's our wide receivers going into next year. So 2 very unproven guys, an older guy, that's Demarcus Robinson, and another guy who can't stay on the field, Ricky Purcell. So it's like I could just see us doing wide receiver.
I'm not going to shit on Ricky Purcell because he sacrificed his body for this team. Mm-hmm. And people overlooked that. He got injured sacrificing his body, not once, but twice for this team.
Right. But that's the problem too, though, is if you can't stay healthy, we can't keep you forever because we like you or you've been trying really hard. Your health is an issue. We need you to be on the field. And if you're not suiting up, then you're just taking a roster spot at a certain point. So here's a good question. Would either one of you be willing to trade our number one pick? Number 27 in the draft this year? Would you be willing to trade our number one for a proven wide receiver from,
No.
No?
Nope.
David, would you trade our number one draft pick for a decent wide receiver, a good wide receiver?
Oh,
I would. I really would. I'd do that for a defensive edge. I would do that for a good running back. I would do it for a good offensive weapon or a defensive weapon that, we know that's going to contribute this year because we know we're going to have a decent team. We have, like we just said, there's going to be rookies coming back that are going to be making impacts this year. Veteran, well, they got playing time this year. We have a couple weapons coming back. CMC is not washed. We just need to get him more around him. So if we could choose to take the number one a number one draft pick and trade it for somebody like, I don't know, Jefferson from the Vikings or get Max Crosby from the Raiders, I'd do it.
Now, those are some big names. Now, it really depends on the player, because when it comes down to it, if we get a wide receiver in the first round, Kyle will play a first-round wide receiver. But the rest of the guys are going to be sitting. But at the same time, if you're getting a proven commodity, maybe some guy that has a few years left on his contract, so it's not just a one-year rental, then yeah, I would do that. Especially just because Kyle just has a disdain for rookies. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's like maybe when he remembers being a young man and there's just something about it. He's just like, I'm not putting you in the game yet.
He's hard on receivers because he played the position. So, he's very demanding there. But I think he wanted to get all those young guys on the field this year. It's just injuries took their toll and totally set him back.
Well, okay, so now I didn't really want to bring this up because, that thing going around, right?
The flu?
Thing about the magnetic field. Come on, Ty. I know you've heard about that.
I thought it was the bush out in front of Levi's or the walkway bridge over the moat. It was the fumes from the moat.
Or Levi's being built on an Indian gravesite.
That's right. Hey, there's a small house on the side of the power plant thing that, I heard things come to life at night. Keep your kids away from the TV at night. You mean if you hit a switch, a light turns on? If you got a daughter named Carol Ann, don't go near that place. Mm-mm.
Well, and it's like, and I actually decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to die. Like, who actually reported this? And it was a guy that does research for a living, like an actual scientist. I'm like, I've been saying, like, look, if it's a thing, Jed York, pay someone to check it out. See if it's actually a thing. Like, why not? It's worth a shot. But this guy's like, he literally hit it with it's like a magnetic field reader. And it was reading 8.3 but normal is 0.3. So yes, there's a magnetic field on our practice field. Okay. But what's not established is what is that doing to the soft tissue of the human body? That's what's not established. So step one, okay, you prove there's a magnetic field there. All right. Step two, what does that actually do to the human body?
Yeah.
right? Like, if it takes Jed York putting up a tinfoil wall along that area, I'm just saying, like, I'll come build it. You buy it, I'll build it. Okay.
Well, you can't build it too high because of FAA guidelines. So I don't know how much can you build there. There's issues all around.
I know, right?
I would just move for 1 year and just see what happens. But I was listening to something and it said that if the Niners concede and make it an issue, then they open themselves up to lawsuits in the future, because they were responsible for this. So they have to kind of babyfoot this and act like there's not an issue. Maybe build an indoor facility and put like a lead wall in, like, you're saying something similar. I don't know. I don't understand why they don't have an indoor stadium, facility already. This is definitely an issue. I definitely buy into it. The Niners used to practice in Stockton, California. They used to practice in Rockland. Their facilities has been in Santa Clara for a very long time, but now they're officially practicing there for the last decade now. They've been practicing there. So
the new practice facility has. The new practice facility was opened when we moved there in 2014. We were practicing in Santa Clara at a different location.
Yeah.
It
opened when the stadium opened. Well, it's right next door.
Exactly.
Everybody knows that.
So it's like, okay, well, if that's an issue, then just go practice at the other place. Like,
yeah.
What's the big deal?
More research has to be done. They have to look into it. You can't, like you said, David, that's step one, right? And you have to get others
step one's been proven.
First, also.
The magnetic field is there.
What's the correlation to the human body? You have to look at the number of soft tissue injuries that we actually had over the course of these years and see if there's any effect, any correlation, all that stuff. And that's not going to happen overnight. That's going to take extensive research, right? And people are bringing this up because of Fred and Bosa and freaking what's his face, Kittle, and blah blah blah. And like those are all violent injuries. I don't think any magnetic field or no magnetic field is going to stop those. Like those are injuries that happen during a violent sport. So you can't look at that. But the other stuff, like the hamstring stuff, you can look into.
They have it found that if you live next to a power facility, you are subject to getting sick, and symptoms like cancer and other things can happen. And this isn't something that you can necessarily identify on the field or just by looking at somebody, but maybe by playing a game, like football, and maybe not being as strong at one point or particular and just not feeling it. Maybe our guys aren't at full strength and they're going into the games thinking they're 100% and they are getting blown out. And it is a violent, a moment at that time. So maybe, again, like moving the practice field gets them into a position where their body isn't around something that is causing them to be ill. And I think this is something that they're definitely going to have to consider. The injuries continue to happen, and it doesn't, you can't stop it because it's football, but you can tell them, hey, eat something different, train a different way. And now the next step is to move to a different facility because the dirt that we play on isn't healthy for us. So
there's a difference, but there's also a difference between living next to something 24 hours a day, and that's your livelihood, versus being there 3 hours a day for 3 days a week, maybe 4, and then going home, going away from it. Right? There's a difference. And like, you could pull your hamstring getting out of bed in the morning. Like I've done that. Like, so a lot of research needs to go into this to see what's actually happening, what the actual causes are, when they happen, etc. Right? Like I know this popped up big time with George's injury, but and they're correlating it to Dre Greenlaw's injury that happened last year. But man, your Achilles can go at any time. You could be walking down the steps and boom, your Achilles can just go. Like, and what George did is not supposed. This is something you got to think about. What these guys do with their body, you're not supposed to really do with your body. That's the reason why we hold the athletes in such esteem and we're awed at what they can do, because they push their bodies to do things that their body really isn't meant to do. And the amount of torque and shock and brutality that they put their bodies through is amazing. So yeah, every now and then something's going to snap. Just be simply because your body wasn't meant to move and function in that way. So that's also something that has to be considered in this whole discussion. Too much Little Caesars. Too much.
I know. I'm reading the comments. They're like, but Tony asked a legitimate question here.
What'd she say?
What RB do we believe the Niners will keep, and do you see his draft RB being drafted this year? CMC's not going anywhere.
Nope. Jordan James
Isaac
will be
Guerendo
there.
cut out quite the niche on special teams.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of blown away that he wasn't used like Debo used to be used.
I know, as the gadget guy, you figured that he would, but
it blew me away. The guy is big and fast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not? And then, we got Jordan James on the rookie contract, and in garbage time, he actually looked really good in the few carries he got. It's too little to tell, though. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough reps.
Very small sample size. Yeah. But just because he's got the rookie contract, he'll be there.
Yes, he'll be here. And like I said, I scouted the guy. He is 49er football. One cut, run over someone, freaking gain some yards. That's 49er football, is it not? So, and on top of the fact that he never fumbled in college, it's like, hopefully we can see him on the field more next year, in the RB2 role, maybe.
Whoever RB2 is, like, come on, man. We've been saying this for like 5 years now. Oh my gosh.
Well, now he's got a year in the offense though, Ty. So the red shirt should be coming off, right?
Fingers crossed, hopefully.
I was like,
okay, so what do we do with Mac Jones? Are we trading him? Are we keeping him?
No.
Why keep him?
Because Brock Purdy's fragile and he could go down at any moment. And you need a reliable number 2 to keep this thing going. And you got him under contract for cheap money. Keep him.
Why not go get somebody else like Zach Wilson or another quarterback that's been just, nobody wants anymore?
No. Mac Jones has shown he can run this system, keep us going. He's great in the locker room. Everyone there likes him. And the third biggest thing, Kyle likes him. Don't mess that up. Keep it going. We got him for one more year. Keep him for one more year. Let's stop the revolving door at backup quarterback.
What's he worth? Is he worth the second round? Is he worth the third round?
Who knows? I don't know.
What do you think, David?
He's worth whatever a team is willing to offer. See,
that's true.
Teams go buck wild over quarterbacks. And I mean, we traded a second for James back in the day?
Mm-hmm. Sure did. We got fleeced on that one.
Bill Belichick, thank you. Is the floor. But at the same time, we've kind of been that place you go to get your career reestablished. Shout out to Sam Darnold. Apparently we're that place.
That's why.
And then, Mac, huh?
That's why I want to see it go after Zach Wilson, because everybody that Kyle's ever wanted, like besides Trevor Lawrence, we tried to get Zach Wilson, but Saleh wouldn't let us get him, right. We wanted Mac Jones, but we didn't. The fan base didn't want Mac Jones. Sam Darnold, we weren't going to even trade up for the 3rd round pick and stuff, because we were going to just try to just get Sam Darnold, but Saleh, again, he didn't want to help us, right? So then all of these quarterbacks have come our way. I think it's Zach Wilson's turn. If we can turn around and get a 2nd round or a 3rd round for Mac Jones and put that towards like an offensive lineman or help this team, because at this point we don't really need – it doesn't matter with our backup quarterback revolving around or not. It seems like anybody that Kyle puts in the backup quarterback position is capable. Our third
Brandon Allen.
Now, Bebop brings up a name, guys.
What do you bring up?
So the reason he fell to the 7th round, and it's Curtis Rourke, but the reason he fell to the 7th round is because he had a torn ACL, and he played on it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's almost like he could be our backup quarterback. We don't know because we've never seen him actually on the field.
Yeah.
I watched a bunch of tape and I saw him make some throws that it's like
he can sling it. I feel
I'm just like, and he makes good decisions
No.
with the ball. So he really could. He's more than likely going to be a quality backup, at least in the NFL.
Yeah, I do believe he's our backup of the future. Because I'm with you, David. I watched some tape on him, and in college, let me put that out there. In college, he was a very good QB. He played some good ball, and he seems to be Kyle's type, right? It's just that he's inexperienced right now. And, we all talked about how Kyle likes guys with experience. And this will be like Rourke's rookie season, basically, because he didn't play at all in 2025. So next year it'll be his rookie year. Will Kyle trust him to put him out there if need be, or will he wind up signing one of these old guys that step over him? It's one of those things.
Now remember, Shanahan opened his practice window. They didn't bring him up, but they opened his practice window because they wanted to get a look at him.
Yeah,
so that's already happened, but we don't know the outcome. We're not in the building. Right.
No one's talking about it. So we know nothing.
Uh-oh. Papa J. When did Brock become fragile? Well, if you put an offensive line that'll keep him from getting hit so much, you're not going to stop him from taking hits in the NFL.
He stubbed this bink toe and missed 6 games. It's fragile. His little piggy did not go to the market because he had to elevate it and put ice on it. Okay? That's right. Shout out to the power plant. So does the power plant close?
That's right.
Now that the season's over? Or is it only open?
Shout out to the power plant. It gives us something to talk about, I guess. So Papa J, the research scientist guy went in there with a meter and actually read the magnetic field. Like, you can actually find it in a video, him, and he will show you that he's at the practice facility in the video and say, this is what it reads. And then he shows you what it reads at a normal place.
Was he on the field?
Yes.
How the hell did he get out there?
You can't just walk up in the practice field when the Niners aren't in town.
That's part of their whole stadium facility. You can't just walk in there.
This had to been done. Yeah, this had to been.
So that brings up another question. Do you think they're actually looking into it because they let him out there?
I think he snuck out there. That's what I'm saying. I think he snuck out there. Exactly. Made a video, got away with it. Kudos to him.
I all of a sudden started hearing the Pink Panther theme song in my head, folks. I'm just...
Doo-doom, doo-doom. You young folks don't know anything about that.
Could be the case. You never know. But yeah,
funny.
the video, it actually shows he's there. So I haven't heard about him catching a trespassing charge yet. So
yeah,
I'm just. Oh, that's Purdy's problem.
Hey, better Madden than Call of Duty. Like another quarterback who might be out of a job.
Hey, you can count on Kyler Murray checking out for the season mid November. Okay.
Yep. Every year, without fail.
Papa J, no.
Not that one. No.
Now,
not the one right next to the stadium.
It's a totally different location.
Yeah.
Like if you actually search where the Niners have practiced in Santa Clara, you'll see there's two different locations. The current location was built with the stadium, and we started practicing there in 2014. I already looked into that because I'm like, hold on. Haven't we been practicing there since like the early 2000s in Santa Clara? And it's like, yes, we have, but it's a different location.
Yeah. Cards will be drafting the best tackle in the draft. They need a quarterback.
Oh.
I don't think Kyler's being retained. They're going to move on from him.
They might just be taking a quarterback. But
so you're going to get a new head coach. I seriously hope
Saleh does not freaking, does not take that job. I mean, if he learned anything from the Jets, it's you don't want to be involved with the organization like that.
If he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. I think, I think we can figure it out. If he's that good of a coach, and he feels like he can go somewhere else and get it done, if another organization wants to take him on, okay. I don't feel like he really had the best performance, or our defense sure didn't show up, and I think that has a lot to do with the coaching on Saturday, and whether or not he had interviews before or afterwards. I think that's really weird too. I don't think the NFL should allow the interviews to happen during playoffs for any team. Let's let that happen right after the Super Bowl. I don't think it's fair for any team to have the distractions. And I just think, if that's what you got caught up in doing is having interviews and you got distracted from the game, shame on you. Shame on you. And maybe you should go elsewhere. You guys have heard me before. I said we should have went after Fangio. He seems to be doing good with the Eagles. I really still wish we would have went after him. I think, him being with Kyle would have worked out. Having somebody a little older than Kyle can, maybe lean towards, look for experience. Now we have to, like you said, Ty, earlier, how are we going to beat the Seahawks? We'll find a way. I think we definitely have to have more firepower on the other side of the ball. Offense has to be strong. This whole season, we've been really without a wide receiver, back and forth with the quarterback. At one point in the game, I wanted to see them put Mac Jones in because I just thought he had a better deep pass. I think all of us agree Mac can throw the ball a little bit deeper than Brock.
Oh, yeah.
I think at a certain point, because we were behind so far, we had to play hero ball. And that goes for the whole team. Brock was just standing back there trying to throw the ball as deep as he could and get someone. And there was times, me and David said it too, there was a time where he threw it to Jennings and Jennings just straight out dropped it. The guy that we always count on third down, I think he dropped it on third down. And it's just sad because we wanted a better experience, a better showing, a better effort. And the guys, maybe they were tired, maybe they're just too hurt. But again, I think that would have been maybe a difference in the flow of the game, because we know Mac Jones has a rapport with Kendrick Bourne. He had a rapport with some of the second and third string players, because those were the guys he was practicing with, where, Purdy was more privileged to practice with Kittle and practice with CMC. So it was, I don't know. I think Seattle wouldn't have known what to do with him necessarily either, because I think that was one of the things that Seattle did to mess with us. Is Sam Darnold playing? Is the oblique really serious? Are we going to have to, worry about?
Oh, we all know that. Yeah, that was smoke and mirrors. That was nothing serious.
Now you have to worry about, Drew Lock, and they had to, start practicing for both quarterbacks, preparing for both quarterbacks. And I just think, the same thing would have happened if we would have put, Mac Jones in, even if it would have been 2 or 3 drives and then put Purdy back in it. I don't know. And the one thing I really don't like that I wasn't happy about with the game is, we have fight, and you want to see our team stand up and fight for each other. And, somebody's grabbing a face mask, you see the team come in and stand up for each other. But the chippiness, the little BS, the little shots the Niners were taking against Seattle, I didn't appreciate that. There are points in the game where you hit a player to keep them off balance so that your quarterback has an opportunity to, maybe have a second longer. Those are chips, and, I get that. But the moments where we were seeing it and it was like the play was over and you see a 49er player smack another Seahawk in the helmet, there was no reason for that. Sure, maybe you didn't see the play like right the seconds before that happening, but there was too much of that. It was, and then the announcers are saying it too, like the Niners are trying to do everything they can to get underneath the Seahawks skin. I don't watch the 49ers and see them do that. So I really think the Niners are really stressed and tested, and I think that they're trying everything they could at the end, and we just ran out of gas at the end.
Ooh, Mary P. DeBartolo Way. Okay, Papa J, and we moved from that facility to the new one in 2014. But that's the place we used to practice at in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the new one is just right next to the stadium. It's just right across the way. Just
you
walk out the back and go right there.
It's between the power plant and the
yeah, exactly. Between the power plant and the Indian burial ground. It's right in the middle. So can't miss it.
Shout out to the Niners. Overall, they had a great season. You always want to root for them to go as far as they can, and they definitely went as far as they can. It was a season I'm going to be always proud of, and I was getting really excited because I thought closer and closer we got to the Super Bowl, we might actually see the 3rd and 4th stringers, hold up a Lombardi. It'd be nice to say, hey, look how much money we had on the bench, and look who actually got the job done. But overall, it was a team effort, and I'm really proud of this team. Looking forward to this season.
Team had a really good season. I'm excited. We didn't reach our ultimate goal, which we all know is Super Bowl, but we still had a very good season, and it was
and Rod 28, he's a Rams fan. It's okay. But he said with all these injuries, he had a good season, and it's true. With all the losses we had, all the games missed. I mean, it's the team showed resilience and still won 13, including playoffs. And all our, like I was saying, all our young guys got experience, which is important for next year.
Yep.
Oh boy, Kenny. Yeah, we all knew that. Oh. But I mean, but what can we do? The Seahawks beat us. They're going to face the Rams, or the Rams are actually going to Seattle.
Yep.
So they're not going to be in a dome. They're going to be outside. I don't know. I still haven't made my pick on who's going to win that game. And speaking of, everyone get your picks in for, the Wednesday. There's only 2 games. It shouldn't be
Get
hard.
them darn picks in.
Bebop went full. I want to see the injury report right before the game, and then oh, that was funny. But all right, guys. Well, do you have anything else?
Nah, good season. Just end of the road came. We didn't get it done. It's all right.
No.
It's all right. It happens. We've been here before. Never this early, though. This is the first time we've been out this early. But hey, it's all good. On to next season.
That's exactly it. I'm already on to next season, right? Like Rams versus Pats is his pick. Well, you know, the Pats still have a quarterback. But all right, let's get on out of here, guys.
All right.
Folks, as you know, I do the draft show in the off season. It's not going to be firing up for me. I mean, in about a month-ish, it'll fire up. So keep an eye out for it. I'm actually already starting to do research and watch tape and look for the little guys in the little colleges. That's the tricky stuff there. But all right, guys, let's get on out of here. And as you know, it's always go 49ers and F all 31 other teams. Shout out to Corey Davis.